everyone, and welcome to Module 5, Managing the Media. Before I begin this lecture, let's take a moment to look at some outtakes of some media bloopers showing amazingly angry moments. I warn you, the language can be pretty bad.
We're already acting here and putting on shit. We have nothing to... Welcome back to Hardball.
Filled in with some air, not as low of pressure, but Camille.
Let me talk, Carol. Translate that for us. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Well, if you would let me talk.
You tell her to shut up. We don't have the clothes yet. I haven't written the clothes yet, Mother.
Gave his word to President Reagan that Israel would not... I'm not doing it again.
I think the lady expressed herself, and you're not here, you're there. Is there any question you'd like me to ask her?
No, I'll give you lessons on how to become a reporter later
Well, I'll
on.
give you some lessons on how to be an editor, because I was your boss once.
Yeah, you were, and are no longer. How did that happen?
Well, I don't
Here's
know.
Aaron DeMillo.
Also today, some poor people in Detroit are without a place to go. Tough shit. What the fuck does that mean?
He was on a bye week, by the way, playing golf. He told me that defense is
I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Your complete forecast, all the day's news, straight ahead in the Fox Live and News. Fuck you, mother whore. Shit!
I mean, that's so rude. I can't believe it. It's so goddamn rude. Just, why does everyone all of a sudden have to move? I've had 2 fucking hours to move around. Wait 10 minutes. I'm sorry to explode, my guy, but it's like no one's ever worked on TV here before.
At 11, pay more at the grocer, but getting less. We'll tell you how to get the most. The fuck are you doing?
Bill Plant, CBS News, the White House.
The reason I'm showing you this video was to help get your attention and second, demonstrate that media personnel are just people like us. However, they are under a lot of pressure to complete deadlines, tell the story correctly, and make their audiences interested in what they have to say. When we look at media relations from a public relations standpoint, we have to understand that there are 3 primary components when we deal with media relations. The first, proactive media relations, is when we, PR practitioners, pitch ideas to the media. Perhaps we have a new product or a new CEO and we want more media coverage. The second is reactive media relations. In this type of coverage, we, the PR practitioners, are reacting to a story that the media may have on their docket, and they want more information. And third, this is crisis communications. This is when our company is in a crisis situation, and we need the media as a conduit to get information out to our key publics, but we also know that we have to react to their media questions regarding the crisis. In today's society, unfortunately, there are some disturbing trends in journalism that are taking place. The first is a sensational style that exists that uses unconfirmed sources and misleading teasers to promote viewership and readers. Among that sensational journalism is the gotcha journalism, in which reporters want to catch you in the act, so to speak. Such as programs such as To Catch a Predator, Dateline, and even TMZ are now out for getting the biggest hits and the most embarrassment. And finally, there is checkbook journalism, which is when reporters or news organizations pay their sources for information. Most news outlets frown on this, but still many big networks are shelling out money for hotel stays, airline tickets, and exclusive rights to video and photographs. As an example, ABC News paid $200,000 to Casey Anthony, the Central Florida woman accused of killing her 2-year-old daughter. And they wanted exclusive rights for photos and videos to run on their ABC website and other media outlets. It also paid Casey's parents, Cindy and George Anthony, to stay in New York while appearing on Good Morning America. So when a reporter calls, what does he or she want? There usually are 3 things that they want. The first is information, just straightforward facts that they can use in their story. The second is that they may want you to confirm or deny something that they have heard or on which they are writing a story about. And the third, they want a reaction from you on an issue that may be happening in the community. All of these reasons could mean that you will be quoted in the story, so you must be ready. Now, with that said, not all reporters are exactly alike. Let's look at some different types of reporters. The first is the machine gunner type, who barrages you with questions, often growing more and more negative. Interrupter. This one steps on your story by interrupting you and making you nervous. Speculator. He asks you to predict the future, to speculate what you think could happen. Paraphraser. He is looking for summary statements. Put everything into a nice simple nutshell. The dart thrower. He's contentious and uses negativity to dislodge interesting quotes from you and to break down your story. And finally, the absent party pooper. He tries to create controversy by getting you to lock horns with an absent adversary. He wants you to comment on what someone else has said, even though that person isn't there. Oh, and I'm sorry, there's one more. The friendly reporter. This person is conversational, easygoing. Be wary of this type of reporter. So when a reporter calls, what should I do? Well, here's some tips. Make sure that you know who the reporter is, what the outlet he is with, and what does he want from the interview. And of course, what type of reporter is he? Ask him questions to make sure you're the right person to talk to. There may be another person in your company who has more knowledge on the topic than you and would be a better interviewee. Next, craft or jot down some questions you think you could get asked before the interview, then practice how you would answer them. When the reporter calls, remember your key messages and talking points. Now, what do I mean by that? Talking points are planned remarks on an issue or crisis situation, especially designed to help you as the spokesperson discuss the issue. In creating talking points or your key messages, be concise, give the facts, and tell how your company is handling the crisis. You need to ask yourself, what are the most important points that I want to get across? What do our publics need to know? And what are the messages I want to leave behind after this interview? It's very important to know your key messages and talking points before you have the interview. And then finally, know the types of trick questions that the reporter may ask you. Okay, so what do I mean by trick questions? The media are trained to get information from unsuspecting interviewees. They may use tricks to make you say things that you wouldn't ordinarily reveal. Here are some examples of media trick questions. First, speculative or hypothetical questions. These can begin with an if, or what do you think if, or even let's pretend. Never speculate. Only give the facts in a crisis situation. Don't get caught up in the what if game. There is no what if. Hostile or loaded questions. These put you on the defensive, designed to cause an emotional response. They make you doubt your information. You know your facts. You stick to that. Stay calm and breathe. The going fishing question. These use unsubstantiated reports or facts that you may not have knowledge about. In this case, nicely correct the reporter, telling him that he is incorrect in his facts. Don't make him feel ignorant even if he doesn't know what he's talking about. The next, multiple part question. This is when a reporter asks more than one question in a single sentence, trying to confuse you. Listen carefully to the question and answer either part first. If you then don't remember what the other part of the question was, just ask the reporter to repeat it. Next one, silence. Well, this is the absence of a question, designed to make you nervous. Answer your question and shut up. Silence is the reporter's problem, not yours. If you're on live radio or television, silence won't last long because listeners and viewers will think something is either wrong with the equipment or the reporter. And if the interview is being taped, the reporter will edit out that dead air space. Chummy questions. These are from the reporter to try to pretend that he or she is your buddy. Even if the reporter is your personal friend, remember when being interviewed, it's all about business. If a reporter makes you feel comfortable, you're more apt to reveal information. An example of this is in the Connie Chung interview with Newt Gingrich's mother. A segment of that interview is located on your Blackboard page. Last, the goodbye question. This comes at the end of the interview and may even come after the camera or tape recorder is turned off, so to speak. Never, ever relax once you think the interview is over. Just like in the chummy question, you may go off message and reveal something you don't want to. And always make sure the microphone is off or has been removed. On Blackboard, I have a video clip of Olympic figure skater Nancy Kerrigan, who didn't realize that the microphones were picking up what she is saying. Don't get caught with the microphone being on. Next is blocking and bridging. The most common mistake that people make in interviews is to focus too much on the question being asked and the type of reporter asking that question. The fixation creates a problem for the interviewee in that he or she forgets all about the key message or talking points. The most effective spokespeople use techniques called blocking and bridging, or some call it satisfy and steer. Blocking is avoiding an unwelcome question, such as a hostile or speculative question, or even information that you can't disclose at that point. And bridging is taking the discussion from an unfriendly territory into one that fits into your agenda and talking points. An easy example would be the block. You're bringing up a very good point, the bridge. However, the real issue here is ... Remember, you are always on the record, even when the camera is not rolling. Always assume your comments are being recorded and will be quoted. Avoid speculation at all costs. Give only what you know at the time, the facts. Never ever say no comment, and never lie. No comment makes it sound like you are hiding something. If there also is an aspect of your crisis that you just can't talk about at the time, then say that. And also, be truthful. Don't ever lie. You could get caught, and your reputation, as well as your company's, will be tainted. Stay on key message or talking points. Remember, your sound bites are only about 5 to 10 seconds max. You don't want to ramble on. And if you don't know the answer to a question, it's okay not to answer it. You can tell the reporter that you will get back with him with the correct information and that you just don't have it at the time of this interview. Working with the media can be one of the most stressful parts of managing a crisis. Relationships with the media must be developed way before a crisis ever occurs to your organization. If you and your company are known for being honest, transparent, and willing to work with reporters, the media in general may be a helpful messenger in getting information out to your key publics and an ally in helping you maintain your corporate image.